What's up, everybody? This is your girl EJ. And really quickly, I was scrolling on Obama's internet when I came across this post that said back to the 80s for a day. And I was like, that would be interesting or traumatic. You know, it depends on how you remember the 80s. And you see the young man go through a door. He's like in an older setting living room. You got plastic on the furniture. You got VCRs. And then you got Blockbuster, Back to the Future. You see a lot of things. And I was like, you know what? I remember the 80s as well. So I was born in the 80s. But as far as actually remembering my childhood, that's going to be later 80s to the early 90s. My memories are Woody Woodpecker before school in the morning. Saved by the Bell in the morning. I remember because Saved by the Bell was like my alarm clock. And if I was still at home by the time Saved by the Bell went off, baby, the bus was gone. Saved by the Bell, I think every black girl was looking at Lisa like, I want my hair to curl up like that. I want the little hat to, I want to be Lisa. As I got older, I can remember in the morning times, we would watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The real ones though, not like no 3D Ninja Turtle, like the real ones. I remember Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck. I remember Kids Incorporated. They were Kids Bop before Kids Bop was Kids Bop. I remember all of the chips, all of the snack cakes. They were a quarter, okay? 25 cents. And I'm not saying our parents weren't struggling or everybody wasn't poor back then, because we was. I'm talking about us. I don't know about everybody else. I'm saying everybody in my community, everybody at my church. We was all in the same pay grade. We was all poor. But a quarter or some change was just super easy to come by. A lot of our parents didn't have bank accounts. They wasn't doing no direct deposit. Give me my paper check and I'm going to go to the grocery store and cash it. I'm going to go to Walmart and cash it. So that's how we ended up with all the coins and change. Now, growing up in Smackover, my auntie used to work at the BP station. And we would walk from her house up to her job and get pizza rolls, Crispitos, corn dogs, fries. Like whatever they had up there, that's what we ate. They still got Crispitos and corn dogs around, but I have yet to go to a gas station where I've seen like an actual pizza roll. They got the pizza stick, but I mean, don't nobody want no pizza stick. The basketball court was really big when I was growing up. That's where the popular kids, the rich kids, the poor kids, your daddy outside kids, like everybody was at the court. And we also had like this field in Smackover. We called it the Waterhouse. We played baseball over there. Again, a whole bunch of free activities in the 80s and 90s because we didn't have to pay for none of that. I remember stores like On Cue. It was a music store, CDs, tapes, records, all of that. I remember when Walmart first became like a super center and they had calculators on the buggies. I just remember a lot of things having to be manually done, not necessarily manually, but you couldn't do this stuff online. Like the way we pay bills, we couldn't do that back then. Our parents had to literally get in their cars or somebody else's car and go to the store and submit a payment through a pay center. And honestly, another thing I can appreciate about my childhood, like we weren't so like caught up in the, oh, I need the next PlayStation. I need the next pair of Jordans. We had bikes. Bikes beat everything, especially if you know where a dog was. And you would get your friends and y'all would ride on the street with the dog and you keep going past the dog house, trying to make the dog come out. And baby, what he did, baby, what he did, we pedaled like we'd never pedaled before. Just for the dog to chase us. And it was so fun. I remember Vacation Bible School. I remember the ice cream truck. I remember sleeping up under the fan. Because what is central air and heat? We have heaters and fans. I remember when finger waves was big. And French rolls, psh, man, please. If you had a French roll, you were a lady. You were about your business, okay? I remember Easter speeches. I remember it being only a few times out of the year when we would get new clothes, and that would be when school started, maybe Christmas, and income tax. Also, growing up, I can remember for a lot of people, there was only one TV in the house. So you had to watch TV together as a family. I remember when fast food was cheap. Taco Bell had a $59, $79, $99 deal on the tacos. They still had beef Mexi melts. Now, I don't know the back end process of, oh, it costs more to get it now. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying it was cheaper back then. Dating was quite different as well. I remember the notes. Check yes or no. Will you be my girlfriend? Baby, I'm checking yes, because I was wondering what you gonna ask me. Honestly, it's funny when I reflect on all of those things because it's almost like we didn't realize how good we had it. You start to think about how everything was, you know, like penny candy. Or maybe it was a lady in the neighborhood who sold pickles, or she sold candy out of her house. Or maybe it was one lady on the block, she kept everybody kids. And you realize how different it is from today's time. And for me, I just appreciate even going through half of that struggle. All right, now as always, I want to hear from you guys. Doesn't have to be the 80s. It could be the 90s, 70s, 60s. Baby, whenever you grew up, that's what I'm asking you about. If you went back to that time for just a day, what are some of the things you would see? Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. This is your girl, EJ, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.